Okay, we are live. Everybody, my name is Bahzad.
My name is Risa.
And we are the founders of Wonder Looper. And we are broadcasting live from Yokohama, Japan. It is Saturday, February 22nd here in Japan. Friday, February 21st for many of you out there in the West. This is the Wonder Looper live stream, the greatest live stream in the history of internet broadcasting.
It is officially a cat day in Japan.
Do you want to explain that?
Because it's 222.
Okay.
2 is ni. And we call it cat day because I guess, sounds like nya nya nya.
It does sound like
nya. Sound of cat.
In North America, the cat says meow. In Japanese, the cat says nyan.
Nyan. Nyan. Nyan.
So that's how you say meow in Japanese. They speak a different language here, even the cats. So it is Cat Day. Last week we had the love stream. This week
we've got last week.
Yeah, it was Valentine's Day. It was already It's already passed, but now it's Cat Day. We're gonna celebrate probably with at least one of our cats showing up on live. Our other cat, named Cat, we call her Caterpie. She is an elusive one, but maybe she'll show up today. Who knows?
Sometimes you see her in the background.
Yeah. But let's check in with everybody. Let's see where everybody is tuning in from. We've got Jason Scott looking forward to the show. I'll be catching up over breakfast from the UK. Smash that Looper-like button. That's a good start. I like that. Smash the like button
very much.
as you enter the chat. Let's let everybody know, just how lively this event is going to be. Solvin says, hello from Scotlando. Hope everyone is well. Thank you very much. You got the correct accent on there as well. Melody Murray, hello from sunny Tucson. Waiting for my varsity blue Super Looper French Terry sweat shorts. Well, they're in the mail, and they'll be in your hands very soon. BD, howdy do, pals. Good to see you, my friend, the producer. Invest Ian's DC is in the house. Gainsbourg says hello from Paris, France. Nice to see you. C. Sanchez, hola from Los Angeles. We've got Hong. You know it's Friday because Team Wonder Looper is live.
That's right.
That's right. We are like clockwork here on the live stream, the Friday, 7 p.m. time slot. Chris Diaz, hello from Colorado, everybody. We've got Brian, the fixer of things. Hello from Broomfield, Colorado. Another Coloradian in the house. Alfredo from San Antonio, Texas. Struggle Studios of Maryland is in the chat. Max, greetings from how do you say that? Lucerne. CH? What's CH? Switzerland. All right, excellent. We've got Jaman. Any large Sumi Black Super Looper hoodies floating around out there? Good question. Let's start off with that question. Here's the best way. The best way. There's a lot of best ways, but let's go to the website. So, if you go over to wonderlooper.com, you can see that a lot of the products are sold out. That's just sort of the way it is right now. And it'll be indicated here what is or what isn't sold out. And what is in stock, you'll see it right there below with the sizes. So that way you can browse the website easily and you can know what is and isn't available. But that Sumi Black definitely went pretty fast. So first recommendation is hit up the stockist list here on the website. The stockists, browse through. To be fair, there's not too many of them. So you might have a good chance of finding something. Let's head over to Makis, for example, out there in Portland, Oregon. And
he doesn't have anything other than double X.
I see. So he's sold out. But
in large, yeah.
I see.
But blue all sold out in large.
Okay, so Risa's doing some browsing, but go through the stockist list. Whether it doesn't matter what color you're looking for. Look through here. You might find what you're looking for, and if you're having trouble, send us an email, and we can we know who we sent what to, so we can try to look things up that way as well. But first, I would recommend going through this list and seeing what you can do. You might get lucky this way. Let's check out Gerhard Supply over in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Ooh, Sumi Black sold out. And that's the double heavyweight.
Yeah, I don't see the Super Looper. I know they had it.
Oh, online. Maybe it's off the website because it's. But they tend to show their sold out stuff on the website. So
maybe because they're having a sale.
That could be it. I'm not sure. Send the good people at Gerhard a message. But if you are looking for a triple heavyweight T-shirt in black, they seem to have one in medium in stock. So check that out. So anyhow, that's the best way to find something if you're looking for something that is not currently available. BD says Tate has a Sumi pullover in XL. Let's head over there and
I just saw that.
Oh, okay.
XL Blue Owl has an XL and zip hoodie as well. I don't know which hoodie he wanted.
I see.
Anyways, this is
for some reason the website is not quite working. But anyhow, head over, look through that stockist list and see what you can find there. I see it. Sumi XL. There it is. The website is kind of working. There we go. So you can see Tate Nyoko's got one here in the size XL. So one thing also to note is that many people can go up, I would say, one size in the sweatshirt and still feel like it's, wearable without it being like overly baggy. Of course, double check the measurements. Maybe you'll find it to be more baggy than you're used to, but I find that there is a little bit of leeway there, at least with one size up. So hopefully you get what you're looking for. All I know is that next year, black will be back.
Yes.
Heather gray will be back. So those are the two core Super Looper colors. And I certainly plan on ramping up the quantities. Like I would say conservatively guessing, sort of based off of previous demand. I don't even know if conservative is the right word for it, but like I'm trying to be safe. Anyhow, last year it took us months. This year it took us hours. So it's hard to gauge based on that. Is next year going to be the same thing? I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, again, I think we talked about it. Last year's, our mistake was that it got, it was the release time was a little late, I think, in the season. So the shorts were the first ones to go out because it was short season and it wasn't quite hoodie season anymore.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, the timing I think was great for this year's launch. It was cold enough still to have
hoodie
want
weather.
To wear hoodies for the foreseeable future, but maybe it's just that, and then maybe we acquired some customers along the way over the course of a year.
Right.
Anyways, we will try to improve every time we do production. We try to improve. And we're not trying to, be so limited.
Yeah, well, hopefully with the bigger space, which we haven't signed yet, we will have more room for more product. We could talk about that in a second. But
yes.
Nicholas asked, do you guys stay up for the releases or just wait to see how it went in the morning? We stay up.
Yeah, it's manual.
Yeah. So we have to launch the product online. So, like, for example, last time we did a 10 a.m. Eastern launch for the Super Looper. Yeah, and that was midnight for us.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So it was midnight for us. So we stayed up for maybe an hour and a half after the launch, because what happens also is when the launch happens, sometimes people order the wrong thing. They want to cancel their order, this, that, yada, yada. So, we're there in the customer service emails,
yes,
watching them come in. Hey, sorry, I ordered the wrong size. Can I cancel this order? I bought this. So I want to make sure that those units that people want to cancel are available for people to buy right away.
Yeah, and also if they made a mistake, we want to be able to swap it to another
Yeah.
size. With that said, though, we cannot get to every single emails immediately
Yeah.
all the time before things starts to sell out. So try not to make a mistake.
Yeah.
Once the order is in, official message is that once the order is in, it's in.
Yeah, we do our absolute best, but of course we are not robots. We do have to sleep from time to time.
Yeah,
And
we can't always edit the order.
Yeah. So we do our best. I feel that a lot of people, I deal a lot with the customer service emails, and I feel like people are pretty happy with the way we deal with things. I'm just trying to think. Just like working, back in the days at Tate and Yoko, you deal with a lot of these customer service. 99% of the interactions are always going to be great. And then there's just that 1% of interactions that stick out like, what on earth is going on here? And I've learned that maybe, sometimes you can see the problem a mile away and you just try your best to, alleviate it and, not exacerbate this person. I don't know if that's the right word, but yeah, sometimes I want to share stories, but I also want to give time, I just want to let time fly. Or maybe sometimes I want to share some stories, but I want to amalgamate a bunch of different people so nobody thinks I'm picking on them particularly. But sometimes I want to pick on somebody particularly. Anyways, I'm still mulling over some odd interactions I've had recently. And all I can say is that if you have a problem with a product, lying to me about the circumstances isn't gonna get a lot of favor, right? Because I don't want to say it. I just feel like it's too fresh.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna leave it there.
Yeah.
But just be honest with the situation, and let me here. I'll give you the real advice. Okay. Even if it's your fault, just don't blame me. Just butter it up. Say, I'm so sorry, I made a mistake, blah blah blah. Don't blame me for your fault. Like if you put the wrong address in, I didn't change the address. The address is as you typed it in. So if we shipped it somewhere that isn't your home, autofill, I get it, right? But I have no way of knowing what your home address is. For example. So don't blame us for shipping it to the wrong location because we didn't ship it to the wrong location. We just shipped it where you asked us to. But just come in with a little bit of my mistake, can you help me out? And we're definitely going to help you out. But going in guns blazing, don't do it. Don't do it. Okay.
Okay. Another thing also, though, is there's just... I feel like some people think that if you talking to a customer service kind of situation, if you become a difficult person, you get more out of us or something. And I think it's true in a lot of circumstances. Especially larger companies, they don't want to spend resources dealing with customer issue because it can go on and that person has to respond back and all that. So they just want to put throw money at the problem kind of thing. They just give into the customer's demand and just call it a day. So at least everybody's free of things and the customer's happy and all that. But being an independent company, we talked about this at Tate and Yoko too, but Tate and Yoko is a much larger company than us. We are we're even more independent, and it really comes down to if we can and want to deal with that. And a lot of the times we have principles when it comes to things like that. So just because you are difficult doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna get everything from us.
Right.
So
yeah, that's very true. I had one on the top of my... Anyhow, we'll save interesting customer service stories for another
Yeah,
time.
we should. Yeah,
I'm going to write
should
them
think about
down,
this.
and then maybe once a month we'll just go over the don't do what Donnie don't does scenario. All right.
To be fair, we don't have a ton of those.
No. It's always
Everybody's
it's
pretty,
always
very nice.
1%,
Yeah.
and we'll leave it there. Hong says you guys are amazing at replying back to emails. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Tuxedo says I got my yellow shorts, very comfy. Would love to see an oatmeal one day to match my zip hoodie. Yeah, in a crew Super Looper, I think that would be a fun one. We're going to talk about the potential, what we're working on, next colors for the Super Looper for Spring Summer 26. We're going to talk about that today. So if you have any ideas, this is the time to share those ideas. We want to hear from you guys. Pedro says, I want to see that on a t-shirt. Don't do what Donnie don't does. It's a good lesson. It's a good lesson. And look who it is, everybody. It is Snowy the cat here for Cat Day.
It's your day, Snowy.
It's your day. It's your day. One day we will get I really want to make it, but a little Wonder Looper Snowy pin. I think that'll be a lot of fun. So we'll have to design that at some point. Chris says, my wife loves her Marigold hoodie. Well, I'm glad to hear it. Unbleached Apparel is also in the house. Good to see you. Nerd Violence says Tiffany Blue. Tiffany Blue. It wouldn't be called Tiffany Blue if we ever did that, just for, good old lawyer's sake. Nobody wants to get Tiffany sued here. Yeah. Okay. You know what? Steve says, hello from Georgia. I received my double XL hoodie. The Wonder Looper pin was a nice surprise. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. And one thing is, we're out of pins. We ran out of pins from this last batch. So we have a couple of stickers left. We're sending out people stickers. But we are working on the next
giveaway.
Nifty Gifty.
Yes.
So there will be something coming up. When do you think that will be ready?
Maybe in a month or two.
Okay. Anyhow.
I haven't seen the sample yet. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Something's in the works. Paul says, are you hiring customer service reps / stock boy? We'll work for t-shirts and we'll bunk with Snowy. That is a good offer. We aren't yet, but when we do, I will keep you in mind. All right. Jeremy says, got the burgundy from Dant. Great color. Better than expected in person. Photos didn't capture the essence of the burgundy goodness. I was wearing the burgundy hoodie yesterday, actually. I really love that burgundy hoodie.
Yeah,
I wear it a lot. Yeah. The thing with the photography is different eyes see different things.
Yes.
And it's always impossible to perfectly capture the colors. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we're pro amateurs here. We're not a mega professional photo studio here where we're gonna have every photo exactly color matched. So
yeah,
we try to get real world situations. We get the the photo studio photo. So we really try to let people see what it looks like, and by the time we post it, I really feel like it looks like what it is.
We try,
Yeah.
and also, depending on what you're looking at
right, your monitors,
different settings, whatever. We finally got on board with iPhones.
Yeah.
So now I feel like we are, at least when we see it on our phones.
Yeah.
Which is most of the world, anyways.
Yeah.
That we are seeing a good chunk of the population is seeing.
Yeah.
But so I think that kind of helps. But with computer monitors, it's a lot of it's personal settings and all that stuff too.
Right.
So it's hard to.
Yeah, it can vary a lot.
Yeah.
Before Christmas, Risa and I, we had two different computer monitors, and something would look one way on my computer and something would look
completely different.
totally different on her computer. Now we have the exact same monitor. Like, you know, I try to match everything exactly the same.
Yeah. But sometimes I do even see that, like, you know, your monitor is in front of a window
Right.
and mine isn't. So it's just like, even from, you know,
One
looking
angle
at,
to another.
it's different. So it's hard. And also, I was just talking to, I got a haircut, so I was talking to my hair guy, and, you know, it was just, like, everybody sees colors differently. Color is such a, like, a elusive, you know, thing. And even between, you know, like he said, in general, like, women see color differently than men. And not just, you know, nothing to do with, like, color blindness or anything like that, but, like, it just, apparently it's a thing. And so, you know, I know that there was some comments about the sumi black being, like, greenish, which I don't really see. In some photos, I could maybe, like, understand what people were saying, but I don't know.
Colors are very difficult. There are also certain colors that are very hard to describe. You know, some colors look one color in one light, and they will look a completely different color in another light. Like, just as a good sort of example is in the movie Halloween, Michael Myers' jumpsuit in the day scenes looks one color, and in the night scenes looks like a completely different color, but it is only one jumpsuit. And I remember, it was a couple years ago, there was some, like, internet meme of, like, what color is this dress? And nobody could, right? So it's one of those things. So it's very...
that one was a little bit more about, like, the photo.
Yeah, the photo... Anyhow. But yeah, color can be very subjective from time to time. So, you know, we definitely do our best. But I also understand if you see something your way, you're not wrong. Like, you see it your way, I see it my way, and we are both right in this situation. But yeah, I mean, I think, I mean, in my eyes, it reads pretty black. It's not like a jet black.
But that's why, like, when we say sumi black, like, you know, I guess it's not such a maybe common knowledge, but sumi black is a faded black. It's not like a jet black. It's different from dark black, and that's why we call it sumi black.
But not all sumis are the same sumi either.
And our double heavyweight t-shirts are black, so we call it black. We don't call it sumi. We have a different color that's called sumi in that same fabric too. So it's just that might be something that maybe we need to be better at describing. That you know, when we say, I feel like we say sumi instead of sumi black.
Perhaps.
But
Hong says, "Wow, that's wild. Some don't see the green and the black." Well, clearly, Mr. Hong here sees the green and the black, but I don't know. Let us know in the comments. Is this reading green? I mean, I don't know.
It's like more. If I were to pick, if it was more like a reddish, you know, because I mean, black, when you start to get away from the darkness, it goes to some direction, and I feel like it's less like red purple area than like blue green area. Like I would agree with that, but I still don't like call it a green.
Tuxedo says it's light black on mine. Pedro says, to me, it looks like a dark green, but I'm colorblind. So, yeah. All right. So, anyhow. Anyhow, let us know your thoughts there. Mika asks, what denim jacket are you wearing? The wear is nice.
Oh, thank you. This is the, I stole this from Bahzad here. This is the you know, the Levi's, it is the made in Japan, like,
I think it's
vintage.
a made in Japan vintage collection.
Yeah, Big E.
Type 1 Big E. Yeah. So stand up. This is a really great jacket, by the way.
It's a nice jacket.
Yeah.
I'm a little bulky right now, but yeah.
And like Type 1 without the flap. It looks great.
Yeah.
I think this jacket looks fantastic.
I like it because like the length and everything is just, and the room I have on my like arms and shoulders.
Yeah.
It's just, for me, it's like a perfect fit.
Yes.
I can wear big hoodies under.
Yeah, it's got the cinch back on the back and everything. It's really a very cool denim jacket. Chris Snoop says, type 1, yes, indeed. C. Sanchez says, Risa, what's been the funniest, most interesting embroidery requests so far?
I haven't gotten anything funny recently, I have to say.
But this last batch, there's been some good ones. Like, there was, like, somebody said, like, Go Hawks or something like that. Like,
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
That
like,
one was great.
It's like their city team or, whatever it is. I really liked that idea.
We got one for Lakers on the yellow Marigold, which was very nice.
So, you could put your sports team or your town or your city name or your country, whatever. I think those are really cool. Weird ones. We've had countries before, people or put their city names, but
I don't know.
Weird? Nothing weird.
Nothing weird recently.
I mean, here's my thought. I feel like people don't want to put anything too out there on the sort of, I would say, a not cheap garment. Right? So people, you don't want to have something, you don't want to have something stupid written on there. Mm-hmm. People might put a swear word or something like that. That, well, that's fine. But anything too outlandish, I don't think we've ever had anything like that. Pedro says, ham sandwich. Weird, yeah. That would be weird if you put that on there. But better yet, let's see if anyone gets the reference. Pork chop sandwiches. Exactly.
But I got a sushi guy, and that went with a camera girl, I think. Camera woman.
Oh.
The guy, I think it was a couple's embroidery, and the guy was the sushi guy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So nothing out there, but I like it when I really liked Go Birds. I really, really liked that one.
The Go Birds was heather gray with green embroidery, which is one of my favorite color combo. Heather gray and green, or heather gray and red. Those are very nice looking combo.
Oatmeal raisin embroidery. Guys, whatever your favorite breakfast food or food is, just let us know. We'll embroider it on there.
Like this.
Yeah, that one looks fantastic.
Yeah, that was great.
Okay. Someone says, I got my black zip in some lighting, and he got his black Sumi black zip, and in some lighting it can seem dark green. My Sumi shorts look like a greenish black compared to my black t-shirt. I also color balance my monitors for photography use. Yeah, I haven't gotten to that part yet of color balancing my monitor, but I bought one that was supposedly pretty color accurate out of the box. So, yeah. Okay, Brenton says, what did you think about the 2 Wonder Looper hoodies that Wild Frontier Goods just finished dyeing? Mr. Brenton, fantastic. So, nice. Mike over there at Wild Frontier Goods, he does a, let me pull him up. Let's give Mike another shout out here. Hopefully his website's up and going. There it is. So Mike and his wife do a lot of customizations, and they offer, they can dye your hoodies and things like that. They also make a lot of leather craft goods. And I'm just pulling up their website now. Just want to make sure they got some stuff.
You should go to their Instagram.
Yeah, their Instagram might be a little bit better. Hold on. Yeah. Hold on a second. Thank you for your patience, everybody. Wild. I have a couple friends named Mike, and I just, in my brain, Mike over here at WFG, I just call him Wild Mike in my head. My internet's a little slow today, but wow, is it ever slow. Jeez Louise. Okay, well, this is their Instagram. You guys, that's not their Instagram. That's their Instagram. Okay, so you can see here, you can follow them, Wild Frontier Goods, and they do a lot of customizations. Like, they make these bags by hand. They make all the shirts. So they do a lot of great stuff. And here's like a Wonder Looper hoodie. I think that's the Fox Fiber one of...
Is that Wonder?
Oh, no,
I don't think
maybe
that's
that's not a Wonder
Wonder
Looper hoodie.
Looper.
But
That one.
this one is, for example. And he did this with a great lac dye. So we do send quite a few hoodies his way. So what people do is usually they'll contact Mike. Here's a bunch of Wonder Looper hoodies. They'll contact Mike and, they'll work out, what kind of dye or what kind of color they're looking for. And then you can, you pay him. And then you order something through us. And then in the comment section, just say send to Wild Frontier Goods. And then we'll send it off to Mike. He'll handle everything. And then he sends it back to us. And then we ship it to you. So that process sometimes can take a few weeks. Because sometimes he has to prepare the dyes and things like that. But yeah, he does a great customization service here in Japan. He can also borrow things, and he makes belts and leather goods, all kinds of great stuff. He's a good guy, very nice guy, and yeah, I'm a big fan of Mike over here. He's a gentleman in my opinion. Am I wrong?
Yeah, he is a gentleman.
There we go.
And gentlewoman.
Gentle, yeah, that's it. They're gentle people. Gentle people. I like them a lot. That one, I think, is one of ours. Yeah. This was a fox fiber one that he did in a shibori style. Yeah. So, if you want something extra customized, go check out Mike. I know Brenton just had some, and we sent them his way. And then he was like, "Oh, if you want to hold on to them to show on the live stream," but I got his email right after FedEx picked it up, literally right after FedEx picked it up. I was like, "Oh."
Well, basically, whenever we get the thing from Mike, we send it right away. Sometimes on the same day, maybe the next day. Because
I know people have been waiting for them.
Exactly.
Want to get them out to you as fast as we can. Nicholas Vilpu says, for embroidery, I'm with stupid. Andrew says, fish fear me.
Fish fear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's a good fisherman.
Oh. Is that a saying?
I don't know. Oh. But it sounds all right. If you go fishing a lot, that sounds like a good slogan. Or if you like to eat a lot of sushi.
If you don't like to eat a lot of sushi, you declare that fish scares me.
Fish scares me, not fish fear me.
Oh, fish.
Yeah.
Fear me.
Correct.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't fear fish. Fish fear me, because I'd be catching all the fish. Right.
Sorry. My brain.
Paul asks, oh my god, pork chop sandwiches. Where is that from? Fensler Films. This is early internet memes.
Okay.
It was...
Elaborate.
So, this guy, he took a bunch of the G.I. Joe PSAs. So, for kids born after the 80s, maybe you didn't watch a lot of G.I. Joe when you were a kid. I watched a lot of G.I. Joe when I was a kid. And at the end of every episode, there would be a little lesson that you had to learn, right? So, don't go hiking alone in the woods, or, don't play on the railroad tracks. There would just be some sort of situation where the kids found themselves in trouble, and a G.I. Joe would be there to kind of save them and teach them the lesson. Right?
Really?
Yeah. It was in every single episode. There was always something to learn. Right?
I thought G.I. Joe was combat action kind of thing.
It is. It is a combat G.I. Joe, and they had to fight Cobra, the evil terrorist organization. So they were always at each other's throats, whatever situation there was. But at the end of the show, the last literal minute, the show would end, and there would be a separate little... Okay, kids, we just watched a lot of action, but now we gotta have a lesson for you, okay? Don't leave the stove on. You might burn down your house. For real. And so, I mean, if it wasn't for G.I. Joe, I would have probably not learned how to be... I'd probably be dead. Let's be real. I would have been eaten by wolves by now. And so... this guy took those PSAs and dubbed them with some very comedic lines. And one of the lines was pork chop sandwiches. And this guy's just running at full blast, and he yells out pork chop sandwiches, and it just I don't know why it was so funny, but it was. And if you're around and you watch these films, there was like maybe a dozen of them. That was just the most memorable line. Body massage is a great one, and last one there's a penis pump. There's just I remember them all.
Okay.
And pork chop sandwiches is an iconic phrase of the internet. It will never die because people like me and people like good people out there who remember will always push it forward for a new generation to discover the humor of pork chop sandwiches. All right.
Okay, old man.
Yeah, that's it. I'm an old man on the internet. Yeah, and knowing is half the battle. It's true. And now I know. At the end of the PSA, the kids would say, and now I know. And then, and knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. All right.
Okay.
There's my little PSA for PSAs. Taco Tuesday. Okay, guys, whatever funny things you want to put on your embroideries, you do them. We'll embroider them. Okay, Matthew says, howdy, Bahzad and Risa, currently decked out in my double heavyweight garb, heather gray zip, pants, and ecru tee. Got me thinking, some wonder Looper boxers would complete the attire. Thoughts? I am not opposed to underwear. I'm not opposed to them. It's just not time yet.
It's a numbers game, I feel.
Yeah. I think, it'll certainly happen. But yeah, we need the space, and we just need the time we need to find the right manufacturer, the right factory to make underwear, and it's just a matter of time. I think it is part, I think it is part of the if you're in the knitwear business, you gotta have some underwear available.
Okay. I think there's a lot of knit material made garment brands that do not offer underwear.
Maybe.
But I think, I mean...
It's a tough... I don't know.
It's a tough... Like, I think it's a very specific market because obviously I don't know anything about it.
But would we make knit... I wouldn't... Like, briefs are knits, but boxers are wovens.
Yes. But who wears boxers now? Like, do people wear woven underwear still?
That's a good question.
I just don't know. I feel like everybody wears like a jersey material underwear.
Yeah, I do find that to be the case generally. I don't know. You guys will have to, maybe we'll have to poll the audience. It's a very personal poll. Hey guys, I want to ask you about your underwear.
But I don't know. I can't imagine. I think majority of people would wear a jersey underwear.
I wonder how many people would be offended that I send them an email saying, hey guys, I have a quick question. I want to know what kind of underwear you're wearing right now. How rude. Unsubscribe. Oh gosh. Anyhow, we'll see when we get there. I like the idea of it.
Yeah.
Okay. There was a second. The Catman says, the Catman, how appropriate for Cat Day. Spoke to the owner at Fancy Groceries this week, pumped to get the ELS from him once released. Yes, the ELS recycled cotton slub t-shirt is coming soon. And speaking of Fancy Groceries, check out who we're sponsored by today. The good people at Fancy Groceries. We got their mug.
Yeah,
Max,
milk glass.
Yeah,
mug.
Max, thank you for sending us one of your amazing milk glass made in Japan mugs. The same mug that you may have seen before, but I'm so glad that they have their very own, and we've got
all
one
around the world.
Yeah, I'm so glad that we have one here, and I get to enjoy my coffee.
It's such a nice color too.
Yeah, I really like it. It's very fantastic. So you can get these at Fancy Groceries at Winston-Salem, North Carolina. That's it.
The home of witches.
Yeah, the Salem witch trials happened there. He had nothing to do with it. They don't have an online store.
Yes.
They have a website, but they don't sell online. That said, that might also be an opportunity sometimes when people have the online stuff, they got a bigger reach. They sell out things faster. If there's maybe something you're looking for, check him out. So give him a call. Maybe he's willing to ship you something. Anyway, you got to check in with Max over there.
To North Carolina.
You definitely should. I want to. Okay.
Okay, and that also brings us to another topic.
Okay.
ELS recycled cotton T-shirts.
That's right. So ELS recycled cotton slub T-shirts are
the next on the line.
Yeah, the next release. So in the email blast I sent out, I mentioned that there's some delays with the release of these and the restock of the double heavyweight tees. So we were hoping to have basically everything in by now, but we didn't get it all. So we think basically by the end of next week we should have everything, and then after
by everything it's the ELS recycled cotton T-shirts, and then the short sleeve of the double heavyweight T-shirts. Long sleeve will come later.
Yeah, and so we will spend then early March, the first week of March, shipping everything to our retail partners, and then we plan to release these for March 13th or 14th, something like that. I haven't decided on the date yet, but basically the second week of March, ELS recycled cotton slub T-shirts, double heavyweight short sleeve T-shirt restock. Long sleeve double heavyweight T-shirts are going to get restocked in April.
Well, it's not going to be a restock. It's going to be new.
Oh, right.
New.
White and black.
And heather gray.
Yeah. But last fall we released Ecru and Sumi black. So those three colors, along with the Ultimate Pima and Fox Fiber tees, will be coming out in April. So that's sort of the schedule as it is right now. So yeah, there you go.
I feel like it's been a minute since we were talking about ELS recycled cotton T-shirts on live streams. But yeah, so we're just now preparing for the launch. It will, I guess it's like 2 weeks away from now.
2 weeks away.
2-3 weeks.
No, from now it is like 3 weeks away.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So let's talk. We available in a couple different colors here. I've got. You're gonna grab them. I'm wearing the gray, but they are available in 4 colors.
Black, which is black. This is black. See, compared to this.
Yeah, much blacker.
But much blacker.
Okay.
Heather gray.
Yep.
This heather gray, I find it to be a little bit lighter than our
double heavyweight.
Yeah, double heavyweight heather gray like this. So it's a little bit lighter in color, but it's heathered and it's very, very nice. And we got the Ecru with the seed. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. So undyed Ecru, and then we got white-o. So yeah, okay. Yeah, maybe a little overexposed, but hopefully you get the idea. We have a video coming out soon, closer to the release date, but we're working on publishing the video where we'll have like sort of a little bit more in-depth explanations and video, as well as comparisons against some of the other fabrics like the double heavyweight and the Ultimate Pima. Like for me, this really sits in between double heavyweight and Ultimate Pima, where it's still a heavyweight garment, but it's not as sort of structured as the double heavyweight T-shirt is. It's a lot, flowier and looser, and it has the ruggedness from the weight, but it also has the ruggedness from the slub. Hopefully that texture is, showing off here. And it's not. It has the comfort that you sort of get from like the Ultimate Pima, right? The Ultimate Pima, very, very comfortable shirt, silky and soft. It's soft, but it's not silky because it's slubby.
Right, this one. Yeah. Right. So
it's a different kind of comfort, in my opinion. But I like it because I sometimes feel like double heavyweight. I find it sometimes difficult to layer, whereas like this one, because it's like, so soft that it's easier to layer. Like it doesn't
Okay. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's definitely a comfort thing. I really like. I mean, I like wearing my double heavyweight T-shirts a lot, but sometimes things don't call for a double heavyweight t-shirt. You want something that's a little bit more relaxed. So, we want to have something for everyone. Anyhow, you'll see a lot more about it in the video once it's ready. But if you have any questions about ELS Recycled Cotton Slub t-shirt, you can definitely ask us now or, in the comments or in the next videos. But this is the next release. Fly High says, what would you say to someone who wants to start their own business but has always felt like it's out of reach for them?
That's a very general situation.
Yeah.
I would recommend...
Wait. Okay. I think it depends on how much I know you, right? Like, somebody might feel like a business is out of reach for them, but they have the knowledge and know-how. I can see that they have the knowledge and know-how to start and run and manage their own business. And then I also know people who have no business being in business who feel like they should be starting a business. And I would say you should stick to your day job.
Yes.
Right?
I think from our experience, I think, I think you have a better grasp of where you are than anybody else.
Yeah.
It's like when you don't know something and you feel like you are not ready for it, you probably aren't ready for it. I feel like, some people do need the confidence and like a push, but I think a lot of the times if you can, like actually be something with that business, I think and I also would say that like you don't want to like just quit your job and jump all in, because that is very risky, especially if you need like a lot of money to start your business. You don't want to borrow from your family and quit your job and go all in.
Yeah, don't put the house up for sale.
It could go really wrong, and that might just not have anything to do with you. Also, like even if you're a capable person who are capable and ready to do that business, maybe some outside like thing happens, like COVID happened, Right. So sometimes it's very difficult to predict what's going to happen, but I feel like when it's ready, you will know. But I also would say in general, watch some of those Dragon's Den, Shark Tank kind of shows, because that really gives you an idea of
who's prepared and who's not prepared.
Exactly.
And if you feel like you're more in the prepared group, of course it's an edited show and everything, but they really bring it, like every now and then they bring in a couple of bozos just to,
It's like, how much did you spend on this business, and how much money did you make last year?
Right.
It's
and how much do you think your company's worth based on no sales at all? With like, I've seen ones where like people have pumped in hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars to generate tens of dollars, and I'm like, man, somebody should have told you to stop. But anyhow, look, I feel like you should, in anything that you want to do, really have if you have a really good grasp of the market, if you want to open a toy store, if you want to have a ceramic shop or whatever it is, really understand what it is that your audience is looking for. Look for maybe a hole in the market, right? What is it about the other people in this market that they aren't fulfilling something for this audience, right? Try to focus in on that, especially if you're really good at that particular thing. And
if somebody asks you about what your business is about, you should be like, you should have so much to say about it that you just you can talk about it. If somebody asks like, what are you trying to do, and you can only come up with 2 sentences, probably you're not ready yet.
Be passionate about the thing that you do. Love the thing that you do. I think that certainly helps with success. Not to say that you can't have a business doing something that you hate. Some people they're just like, no, this is my job. I just do my job, right? That's fine. It's not for me, so it's not advice I would give to somebody. But
That's true.
Try to be a master of your domain. And that is not innuendo for anything. Okay? There you go.
There you go.
All right. Stephen Kopelkamp, I hope there's a charcoal option in the future. That's my favorite color of yours aside from ecru. Like a charcoal version of the ELS recycled cotton subsidy. I could see that.
Well, charcoal, like our charcoal in double heavyweight, that's like, you know, like, because even the heather gray, but like these are custom yarns.
Yeah.
And especially coming from this, like recycled materials, that's probably going to be difficult to have multiple shades of melange yarns, but Grandrel yarns, but maybe someday.
Maybe someday. All right. Queen writes, short sleeve double heavyweight is a bit hard to wear under light sweaters because the short sleeve shapes show through, like under Shetland wool or thin medium weight cashmere. Yeah, the double heavyweight t-shirts are very thick if you're going to wear it under a light sweater. They're better under maybe like a hoodie,
like a denim jacket,
or like even a denim shirt, things like that. It's better under heavier materials.
Yeah. And for that, we have the Ultimate Prima t-shirts.
Yeah.
And you know, if you're talking about really like lightweight like sweaters or, you know, drapey things, like even this, I feel like you would, you know, see the lines because this is still like 8 and a quarter ounce, so it's pretty beefy.
Yeah. Okay, Paul says, would you be so kind as to demonstrate how you would stretch out the length of a t-shirt for just the torso part? No problem. So, if you have a shirt, I mean, here, let's just take for example, like a Fox Fiber t-shirt. Our shirts don't shrink that much. These ones shrink a little bit more than the others.
But the next batch will be...
Yeah, the next batch of Fox Fiber tees, we're going to...
improve on that.
Yeah, we're going to rinse wash them first, so they'll be pre-washed. But if you do find that your shirts have shrunk a little bit and you need to get some of that length back because you put it in the dryer, just stretch it like this. So just go around the garment and pull it, stretch it. When I prefer to do this is after it comes out of the machine, or what I'll do is I'll take it to the steamer, and as I'm steaming it, because sometimes these come out a little bit wrinkly, I will, you know, that steam kind of softens up the fabric, and then I'll give it a gentle tug just across. So
when
just
damp, like do it when damp is the best.
Yeah.
To, you know, stretch the material. Even, you know, whichever way you do it, it's so this is how to get the length, and if you want to get the width, you do it the other way. But it's either way. I think doing it after wash, before drying, I would say is the best time to do it.
Yeah. So just go around. So just pull it. You can be pretty firm. I mean, don't try to Hulk Hogan this thing and like rip it apart, but like you can be pretty firm with it. You can feel it. I mean, you know. And just go around gently and tug on it, and you'll get most of that length back after if it has shrunk a little bit in the wash. Unbleached says, also, if you hand wash and hang dry, the weight will pull the shirt down and make it longer again. Yeah, that's a very good point. Let nature do the stretching.
But be careful, like putting on like a wire hanger or something, because it does make
it might make it. Yeah. You could steam that out usually, but still. Super Looper pants or double heavyweight shorts a possibility? I was thinking about Super Looper sweatpants.
Yes.
Yeah.
Double heavyweight shorts is a possibility because you can just make it shorter.
That's true. That is very true. But I was thinking about maybe next season doing Super Looper sweatpants.
I know.
Yeah,
I think I would like it too, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyhow.
I like having shorts too, though.
Right.
Though I don't personally own any.
Right. But let us know. The more we hear from you guys, the more likely it is we're going to do the things. So if you want to see sweatpants, advocate for sweatpants.
Maybe we'll just do like the Heather Gray and Sumi or something. See how it works.
We'll see. I would love to see Super Looper sweatpants. I think it's think. THK. Brendan says, love the zipper on the Super Looper. First zippered product I've gotten from Wonder Looper. Is it a possibility to make the zippers with fox fiber? Is it a possibility to make the zippers with fox fiber on the next batch of double heavyweight sweaters? Or does Waldus have a high MOQ? Oh, to have...
Oh, the tape?
The tape. I don't know.
I don't know if it's appropriate.
Yeah, I don't know. The answer is I don't know.
Yeah, we do use 100% cotton on some of the products. I think the Super Looper has 100% cotton zipper tape, but just in general, like I try to use the polyester zipper tape on double heavyweight French terry products, just because they're heavyweight and 100% cotton. I like the feel and look of it, but it's not as durable. And zipper is where you need to be the most durable.
Yeah.
So just in case, and like I'm not saying that if we use a cotton tape on double heavyweight French terry, it's just gonna break apart or anything, but I do make that decision based off of that, so I don't know if we'll even consider that. But also, even if we do,
the price will go up
if it's
economically.
A possibility, because I don't think Waldus makes the tapes. I think tapes might be just made by somebody else.
Yeah. Anyhow,
I don't know.
We don't know, but it is an interesting thought. Okay, there's a lot of Super Looper. A lot of people are down for the Super Looper sweatpants, it seems. Ken says, give me Super Looper sweats with elastic openings, please. Okay. All right. Gary says, it's supposedly colder in New York City than it is in Alaska. I'll take some Super Looper pants. All right. I like the way this is going. And you know where else this is going? To Super Looper. Spring Summer 26. We're not there yet, but this is the plan so far. This is the plan so far. Everybody, let's go for a walk. These are the colors. They're not final, but this is sort of what we're thinking right now. We've got like a faded royal purple, faded orange. This is a sort of a faded gunmetal navy, and then a dusty pink. What do you guys think? What do you think?
I remember us settling on different colors, like a little different.
They might be a little bit different after. I'm not saying these are the final. I'm just saying this is the realm.
No, the last I saw of this was different.
All right, so even Risa's seeing this for the first time. So, but these are the ideas. Am I wrong or am I right?
No. Color groups wise, yes.
Yeah.
But I'm just a little surprised.
You don't like them?
Some of them I prefer the previous color that we saved.
Okay. Well, anyhow, this is where we're at. But purple, I really want to make sort of a faded purple, reminiscent of, I would say a lot of sports teams. Mm-hmm. And I like doing it in a sort of a faded way because, sometimes different, whether there's a college or, a sports team or this and that, the purples might be slightly different. But if you fade it, it just looks like a vintage one of that, school or college or whatever. So I like making them a little bit more faded. That way, if you're, representing your city, your team, or whatever it is, you just happen to like the color. If you just happen to like the color, also it just has that vintage feel to it as well.
Yeah, but when we faded, this is not going to be like washed down purple. Like it's going to be like muted. I think muted is a better word to use because faded just kind of indicates that it's like been pigment dyed and faded.
Which it won't be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll have, the more muted tone to it as well. Steven says, I don't hate the color palette, but it's still not for me. I'd probably stick with black and gray for that run. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The navy this is a very classic navy. Maybe it's not showing up perfectly on the screen here, but it will be,
Yeah, it should be a little bit more blue,
Blue,
I think, because
yeah.
otherwise, like Sumi and this color would probably end up looking very similar.
Right. So there's that. I also, it's not on this palette, but I was also considering maybe a green. We'll see. So, and maybe this orange will be a little bit brighter, but I like these tones, and I like the sort of gentleness of these colors. I think, they're bright enough that if you wear them in the spring, summer, they're nice, but they're also muted enough that they really work well for fall, winter. So another all-season type of color here. I just wanted to see and get your reactions from presenting this. Jeremy says, I think I need them all, Pokemon style. Fly High, that pink goes hard. Ask Minister says that purple plum is awesome. Great.
I think the orange needs work.
The
orange does look a little bit too faded, too much kind of similar to.
I'm gonna go get the orange that I really like because I have a sweater. Hold on.
Yeah, but I like the. So our idea was that, for Super Loopers, the first season we had very vivid, saturated colors, which I really liked. It's very, sportswear kind of style, very, primal colors. And then this year we did the more, college kind of inspired colors. It's still pretty bright. Burgundy, I would say it's very classic school color. But, the varsity blue and marigold, they're pretty bright still. So I think going with more muted, more kind of a less saturated color would be fun to see.
Yeah. See, the orange I have on screen isn't right. This is sort of what I'm going for with the orange.
Yeah.
Right? And this is more what I'm going for with the navy. So I still think I have to figure out those colors a little bit more on the screen there. But maybe a little more muted than this and a little more muted than this, but in this ballpark.
Yeah, we need the depth of the color. This one is a little too skin color.
Yeah, and these are some vintage sweatshirts that we own. So we like to collect the vintage to reference off of for the future.
The pink is it's a we've always wanted to do a dusty rose kind of color.
Yeah.
So,
like a sakura color. Yeah.
Yeah, but a little bit more manly. A little bit with a touch of gray in it.
Right.
I think.
So that's it. If you guys think of something that we don't have here, let us know.
Can't do all the colors,
but it goes on the list because Super Looper is going to be a rotating sort of arrangement of colors. I don't mind going back to some at some point.
In the future, if, we can mix and match and stuff like that.
Yeah. So let's see what the comments are saying here. Those BD says those are really nice. Love that purple and that second last one. Yeah, the navy. Matthew says Bahzad pulling a fast one on the colors. Risa, is he in the Super Looper doghouse? No. I'm never in the doghouse.
He just whenever he thinks of something, he just does it and present it to you guys, which I don't necessarily always like. I like having a more, coherent.
Maybe if it's more refined. Yeah, I spit everything out.
Well, to me though, we agreed upon a color palette before, and then
I didn't change it.
You did.
No,
that's not what I saw.
I didn't change it.
Of course you did.
No, it's the daylight is messing with you. I'm gonna gaslight you. Gary says New York Mets colors. Yeah, the New York City colors. Obviously, I think when I'm referencing these things, it's a lot of college sports. Because we're sporty. You gotta sort of always go back to that.
They
wheelhouse.
also, like, the thing is, like, those colors are so iconic because they know what they're doing. Like, color is important, and, you know, it's, you know, they're not just picking random colors that they like. They do the research and, you know, they pick good colors.
Yeah. Think. I'm assuming it's think. THK. Anyway, if I mess it up. Think. Are there plans for other natural dyes like Kakishibu?
We are planning on doing more natural dye in t-shirts first. So
Yes.
we are, first of all, we gotta, you know, have a good base t-shirts that we can, you know, kind of like do a bunch of different natural dyes on. So we're still at that stage, but
There's a development for another tee that is basically going to be, like, we'll probably sell it on its own, but it'll also be the base for natural dyes.
Products,
Because the double heavyweight is great, but it's not everyone's everyday t-shirt.
And also natural dyes, sometimes it's, you know, it's hard to do heavy
fabrics,
things. So we don't want to, like, you know, obviously, like Mike does with our heavyweight sweaters and stuff, like, just the, you know, unevenness could be a very nice touch. But we also, you know, in production scale, that's kind of hard to control.
Right.
And people don't really like, you know, like, we're not very strict with, you know, oh, it has to look exactly like this and all that stuff. And we understand that natural dye is a little bit more, you know, nuanced.
But there has to be some uniformness to it.
Exactly.
So right, because, like, you know, you have the picture, and then somebody's going to receive it, and they're like, well, mine wasn't dyed like this. It's going to be a whole thing. So there has to be more uniformity. So there is another T-shirt we're in development land on right now, and that will be used as the base for a bunch of different natural dyes. So we have some leads on some natural dye houses that we can work with. You know, one natural dye that we discovered more recently. Well, everybody knows Kakishibu, but did you know that you can iron mordant Kakishibu to make it like black? We saw this. We saw this the other day, a couple months ago, and I was like, what is going on? Is this dyed with, like, charcoal? And they're like, no, this is iron mordant Kakishibu. And I was like, whoa, this is crazy.
Yeah. To be fair, though, it looked black. So, I mean, it's like, does that have to be Kakishibu?
Fine. You're not wrong there. But I like the idea. I just like it.
I'm very much, like, excited about, like, the pink shades that comes from, like, sakura barks and stuff. So.
Right. So
we'll work on that. Too.
So there's going to be some stuff there for you guys in natural dye land. Now, we just passed the 1 hour mark on the live stream. So you know what that means. It means I'm going to ask you to hit that like button.
Yes, please.
It has come to that time of the program where I'm going to ask you to make a simple and easy donation of just one like. So you hit that like button, and it helps spread the word, spread the news of the Wonder Looper live stream throughout the universe. So if you haven't done so already, hit that like button. That's all I ask. Okay. Ask Minister says, Wild Frontier Goods has offered that iron mordant Kakishibu. All right. Well, there you go. If you want to get something dyed by Mike, let him know, and let him know we sent you. Brandon Edwards would love Tsuriami knit tee base for the natural dyes on a more scarce release timeline. I'd wait longer, no problem. Would love a Tsuriami knit t-shirt base for the natural dyes. It's possible it's Tsuriami. It will certainly jack up the price. So we'll see. We'll see what we can do. Obviously, like, I don't want everything to be like a natural dye is going to be expensive. The base fabric is going to be expensive. Like, it's nice to sell expensive things, but I also would like to have the prices a little bit more in, I would say, a zone that people are more comfortable with paying for t-shirts. Right?
Yes. And the thing is, like, we could also develop a lot more good fabric base without using Tsuriami machines. Some calls for it.
Yeah.
Others not so much. So I think we just have to be selective
Yeah.
about that, because it does add a cost and it does add a long time
Yeah.
for the production.
Yeah.
So
The lead times are very long. So yeah, I know people love them, and that's why we still make Tsuriami t-shirts, and we will. But
there's appropriate.
There's an appropriate amount that you can
Yeah.
make, to meet the demand, and like considering how demand is growing, if I don't want to be a situation where like it takes a year to get t-shirts in stock and then you sell out in 5 minutes and then you have to wait another, you know what I mean? It just leaves too many people without what they're looking for.
That's what's going to happen to these.
These are going to be a little difficult.
Yes, because
Yeah.
it is recycled yarn that is especially made from
The double heavyweight tees.
recycled materials.
So you have to have enough recycled materials from the productions of the double heavyweight tees in order to meet the minimums for the yarn spinning. So anyhow, we have to...
Yeah, and it's like, minimum for yarn spinning is a lot. So it's not like we can make yarns just with a little bit of material. So it takes a long time. So, and also just in a limited amount. So I'm not saying that like we're going to sell out in minutes or anything like that. We do have a lot, but it's not like, we sold out so we can make them again quickly.
Yeah, we can make them again when we can make them again.
Exactly.
That's basically it. So, yes. I mean, I guess a part of the challenge of Wonder Looper right now is like everything that we make right now is kind of difficult. Like in the grand scheme of production, everything is difficult. Everything is custom this, custom that. Yeah,
difficulty.
We like the challenge, but
it's interesting because most of the brands work the opposite way.
Complete opposite.
They prefer fabrics that are already
Ready,
running
in stock.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that way you can actually respond to the market needs quicker and, obviously cost effective and all of those things. And it's like, sometimes it's frustrating that you see you see a lot of high quality brands that talk about special somethings, and it's just like using running fabric.
Oh my god.
Which it's another topic, I guess. But
right.
But we do things because we have specific ideas. Like if we wanted to make something that's not being made with fox fiber, for instance, we have to actually just start from, okay, do we have the right sized yarn for this? If not, then we have to start with asking the yarn supplier, can you make this type of yarn?
Yeah. Even before that, do we have the raw material available?
Well, that's
like
another thing.
That's even more, because some people are like, oh, whatever cotton you got, just use it, right? And for us, it's like, no, we're using very specific cotton that they don't grow a lot of, and every year the volume of which the amount of cotton is available can vary. So everything's kind of dependent on the next guy. And so it makes things a little bit challenging. I mean, like, it's fun, and I think you guys enjoy the kinds of products that we make. And, we're not trying to be, those other companies that are just flooding with product. But, I would say that the part that kind of frustrates me a bit is, we get something in and then it sells out, and then it's just months of, when is this going to be restocked? When is this going to be restocked? So we get a lot of those kind of emails, and I don't like, and I know maybe for every one of those emails that somebody says, there's probably 10 people who didn't send that email. So I know there's this lineup of people who want to buy stuff.
Yeah.
And then that lineup gets bigger by the time we make next year's production, and I didn't quite account for all of that because I base my next year's projections based off like what we sold this year, plus not minus at all, but plus 20%, 30%, whatever it is. And then it seems to still not be enough because I'm not hearing enough for that feedback from the people who, I mean, you're not obligated to tell me, but it's hard for me to gauge if I don't know that there's a lot of people on that line. And for everything that we do takes, a year or more to bring to market, it could create like this long backlog. And there's also sort of these in-between periods in our business where like the warehouse is empty. Like there's nothing in the warehouse. And it's just,
it's frustrating, especially like, if we're going to pay rent in like, more substantial rent in a larger space, we should be filling it in. It's just like, I mean, we plan things so long ahead of time, and it's by the time we realize how many people are interested in it, it's too late for us to even adjust the production and stuff like that. So, but again, everything's going to improve when we have a bigger warehouse.
Yeah. Kevin says, love the fox fiber in green, but I understand you're concerned about consistency. Would an iron wash remedy that? Also, Heather oatmeal is a nice option.
Yes, the iron mordanting, is that a word? would help with stabilizing, but the problem with fox fiber green is currently not available. Like it's
not being grown right now.
It's not being grown, so that's the issue. We're not using it because we're worried about color stableness. I think we have customers who understand that, and we can explain that, show that ahead of time. That's not the issue.
Yeah, it's the green variety is actually a little bit more difficult to grow. The browns grow a lot better. The greens are sort of you might put the same effort into it, and one grow season you might get more, you might get less, but it still takes the same amount of effort. So if you're going to dedicate that amount of land to growing this variety, and that's sort of a gamble, sometimes you feel like it's not worth it to grow that. Instead, better to grow the brown variety. So
or just organic,
or something else, right? So that becomes a little bit of a challenge there. But they are going to attempt to grow some green for us. That is what's going to happen.
We've been begging them, so hopefully they can, they can make that happen.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens when.
We'll keep you posted.
Right. So. That's one thing that we get involved in. It's like we actually get to sort of request these kinds of things, which is pretty neat. Mm-hmm. And so, while some brands are like, oh, what fabrics do you have in stock? And we're like, what kind of cotton can you grow for us? Is it possible to grow a variety that's not being grown right now? Is it possible to get?
We're not talking to the farmers.
But our our suppliers are dealing with that for us. So, we know that not everything we do is the most conventional, but I think it's fun to make unconventional products. But the challenge is, of course, dealing with the demand and trying to make sure that everybody gets what they want.
But I like talking about these things because I think that's something that maybe like as a consumer you're not really like thinking about, or like you didn't even like that much like backstory would not even enter your mind when you're picking up a new clothes or something like that. So I think it's a very interesting topic.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, like 99.9% of the world doesn't even consider that. You guys are here because you're certainly more in tune with, what goes on in the production of your product, of the clothes that you like. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like, it's like anything. You go to the grocery store where your fruit comes, that to some people it matters. To some people, they're just concerned whether or not there's apples, or how many varieties of apples do I have to choose from. Speaking of varieties, just so you guys know, and so you're ready for snack time today, we went to the expensive fruit store yesterday, the luxury fruit store, 3 of them, to find the most luxurious strawberries in all of Japan. Now, we had options. We did not go for the most expensive option because they had like boxes of strawberries for like $160. And I'm not talking like a carton or a giant. No, I'm talking like a small box. Yeah.
One layer of strawberries. But they were perfect.
Yeah.
Strawberries. And strawberries are like.
And each one wrapped in like styrofoam. Like.
Yeah. It was just like perfect size, perfect like redness.
Yeah.
Shiny. I don't know how they do that, but it's shiny and it smells strawberries like you can like smell it. Mm-hmm. Like it was just like the whole area was like it was insane. it was a little blinding. But we did get small because we're not billionaires, but small but interesting taster pack. I would say.
So it had 4 different varieties.
Yes.
So you're gonna see 4 different luxury varieties of strawberries. We're gonna do that for today's snack time.
Yeah. I'm excited.
It costs like $25 for like how many strawberries are in there?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 strawberries. They had other ones where there was like $16 for like 1 strawberry. Like anyhow, they had a variety, but it was strawberry season, so we went with the strawberries. Paul writes Wagyu A5 tallow ecru. So some.
What's a tallow?
Tallow is part of the. Tallow is the. Tallow. No, it's like the fat, right?
Is it?
I think so.
I've never heard
the beef
that word.
tallow is the fat. I think it's the fat.
Tallow?
Yeah.
Never heard that word before in my life.
I got some A5s in the freezer.
Tallow.
Yeah.
The face.
No.
Like a.
It's like a fat.
Lard kind of thing.
Yeah. Anyhow, ecru, sure. I don't know if I'll call it Wagyu A5 though.
It's a rendered form of beef or mutton suet. What is a suet?
Suet.
Suet.
It's fat.
All right.
Yeah. And that okay. Wagyu A5. Gotcha. Tallow is rendered beef fat. Yeah, fat. Do they make a A5 tallow? I know we're going off topic here, but I don't know how much Wagyu A5 you've ever eaten before, but there's so much fat in a A5 steak, and like the steak is, when you eat it, you're literally just eating fat. Like it melts in your mouth. It is a very different experience from eating like a, like an American steak. I like the A5s. I like the Wagyu.
You can only eat a little bit.
You can only eat a little bit. You can't, if you eat like this much of it, it's too much.
It's too fatty.
Like, hold on. Let me go get an A5 out.
So we have a Wagyu, I guess like a block of steak. I think it's a Chateaubriand from the government of somewhere. I think Miyazaki or something. That Bahzad gave his residential tax money to. This is basically a free gift for deferring your tax to not your local municipality, but instead somewhere else, and they give you a gift in return.
So there's this whole look.
I think we talked about this before. It's a little.
It's a bit of look. If I'm paying taxes, at the very least, I'm happy I'm getting something back for it.
It's a tax that you have to pay.
You have to pay it anyways.
By deferring it to so you have the obligation to pay the local municipality tax.
Yeah.
But by living in that area, but if you defer that money to here, not only do I not need to pay? Well, you can't defer 100%, but like only a little bit. Not only do I not like have to pay that much to these people anymore because I paid here, but also they'll give you a thank you.
Yeah. So imagine you live in like New York, and instead of paying like New York state tax, well, you have to pay New York state tax, but it's say like 20% of that, you can say, I'm going to send it over to Texas, and Texas, as a thank you, sends you a bunch of steak. That's basically what's going on here. So I got some steaks here. It's covered in white plastic, but you can see how much fat there is in there. That is just, it's incredible. So when you cook this thing, it basically just melts. And
it's like eating like...
It's very oily.
Eating fat with some like meat pieces in between.
You do not need to like butter the pan or oil the pan or nothing. You heat the pan, you put this on, you sit it down for a minute, you flip it over. That's pretty much it. And
I feel like corned beef is sometimes kind of like that.
That oily.
It's covered
Yeah.
in like oil.
Yeah. Nomad Crow. Yeah, when I first came to Japan, I always went for the Wagyu, but after a year, I prefer the American ribeye with a medium well finish. Yeah, I like a crusty outside, pink inside. This is, you can't eat it all the time. You cannot. Like, I've been to steak dinners where like there's just a lot of Wagyu, and like by the time I could eat a lot more American steak. Doesn't even matter. Then I can eat this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very different. In tuna, like, maguro, you have otoro and chutoro and akami. And akami is the steak that you like American steak, basically.
Yeah.
And you enjoy that meat part.
Right.
Whereas otoro is literally like the block of lard.
Yeah.
It's like... And it melts, and it's so nice for that one bite, but you don't really want to be full with that.
Yeah, you can't get full with this. It's nice to enjoy from time to time, and it's nice to get it for your tax money. But come to Japan, try it, enjoy it, because especially there's like American Wagyu. It's not the same. There's a lot of this stuff is not exported.
There's American
Yeah,
Wagyu?
but apparently, like back in the day, some of these cows were exported to Japan, and so there are some like American ones, but I don't think the Wagyu, whenever you see it in American stuff, it's not from Japan, and like this stuff pretty much stays here. So they're
because probably there's
probably beef
high
imports.
tariff.
Yeah. So anyhow, come to Japan, enjoy some of this steak when you get the chance. Matthew says, I love my Alberta beef. Yeah, Alberta beef too. I remember the first time I went to Alberta. We that was the first thing we went for, some steak.
Alberta steak.
Yeah, you got to get some Alberta steaks. So there you go, a little steak talk for everybody. Okay, Ben Johnson writes, the Canadian Olympian Ben Johnson. Let us know. As somebody who layers yellow and orange regularly, I'm really interested to see how your orange looks next to the Marigold. Yeah, that'll look... So
This is not our orange.
This is not our orange, but it is an orange.
It is an orange, yes.
Very bright.
It's very like vitamin color.
Yeah, this looks great. Okay. Hold on. I'm just going to put that there.
Oji Tak said we can get Miyazaki and Kagoshima A5 in the U.S.
Oh.
I guess I don't know if that's actually shipped from Japan, or is it like
Well, maybe they pay the high
like a
tariff on it.
Miyazaki cows sent to America
Ah.
and live there and be meat there.
Yeah.
I don't know how it all works.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not on the beef council. Okay, Adib, good to see you, my friend. Where to buy a Sukajan in Tokyo or Yokohama? You can find them in Tokyo, Ueno Market. So that is, you go to Ueno Station. So the Ueno Market, or also known as Ameyokocho Market, that's where you want to go. You want to go to one of the stores that doesn't look like a tourist trap.
They all kind of do.
Yeah, but Americaya and Hanoya, Sun House, those are the stores. The ones that carry sort of the raw denim brands that you know, those are the ones that you're going to buy it from. And practically the only brand you should look for is
Taylor Toyo.
Taylor Toyo. They're the originators, or one of the originators of Sukajan here in Japan, and I would buy that. That's what I would buy.
Yeah. There's I know that they make some things in China too, but they're I mean, you can check that on the garment, but they also, like, even made in China stuff, the quality is relatively high. It's not just random, people who don't know about Sukajan making random things in China. It's like they know how to do it.
Yeah.
So I think made in China ones, even there's just higher quality than the rest, and obviously the made in Japan ones, they're a little bit higher in price, but they're you get the the authenticness and even the design too. So like even the brand new ones, they take the design from literally their own archive from, you know, the war times and stuff like that. So it's you know, their designs are like just so, you know,
they're jank, but there's an artisticness to it. Yeah,
authentic. Like old, jankiness.
Nicholas says in Ueno, Hinoya, or Americaya, or maybe Denimio in Yokohama. The other one to consider is Beams Japan in Shinjuku. So there, you know, the department store Beams in Shinjuku. They have a store called Beams Japan. Actually, in Shibuya they also have one. But the Shinjuku one,
Shibuya one's very tiny.
Yeah, the Shinjuku one is bigger. It's like 4 or 5 floors. They have Toyo jackets in there.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Now.
So.
Oh yeah, they do. They
so, if you're in Tokyo, you're gonna be in that neighborhood anyways. Definitely go to Beams Japan because I think it actually is a nice place to buy souvenirs.
Yeah.
It is basically Beams, but a nice souvenir store. It's all like made in Japan stuff. Yeah. They have some streetwear and things like that in there, but.
It's more like curated though.
Yeah.
So like when you go to Ueno, you're amongst the chaos and you kind of have to like. It's fun to like go through just like really shitty things and then you know find the gold in there.
Right.
And also like the area is just very like vibrant, like very energetic area. Yeah. You can just
you go there at night,
drunk on the street. It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Ueno is fun. I would recommend Ueno more just because of the fun, but if you are not going there, then you can find it at like Beams Japan. You can even some of the other Beams locations sometimes have Toyo stuff there. So
and ultimately, Sukajan is the name came from Yokosuka jacket. If you go to Yokosuka, I know I don't know personally like which ones, but I know there's still like ones that like a guy would do a custom Sukajan jacket for you, and they can't do that on the spot, obviously. But you can custom order jackets just like the old times when it was all started. So that is, I think, it is a dying, craft, and if there are people still doing that, like that might just be worth, a trip.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Terp Wizard says, went to a thrift store this last weekend with my wife and saw a Fire King Jadeite set. Never heard of them before. Watching your streams, keeping an eye out for a Burger King cup for you. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Terp.
Jadeite set.
If there was a nice set there, I hope you picked it up for yourself.
Yeah, they're very valuable.
Yeah, they're very cool.
It's very nice.
Yeah. Okay, Nomad Crow says, okay, another question like the Sukajan topic. Where can I find an authentic work Samue shirt? What is that? Sorry.
It's like workwear. You will
There's a lot of workwear stores. I would say not in Central.
But like
hold on. Let's
like this kind of stuff.
Oh, those.
So the thing is, like, what do you call authentic, right? Like, do you want it like real, like
workwear,
like a vintage, like super vintage ones? Then you might want to go to like a vintage antique market,
right?
But there's just
here. You know where you're gonna find this? Blue Japan.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Blue Japan. Here, you're gonna go here. Hold on. This is another store that I would recommend. If you come to Tokyo, you come to Japan, come and visit this store.
They have a great location in Daikanyama. Yeah. They have an old house. They've been there forever.
Yeah. And everything in the store is blue. I mean, the floors are blue. Like it's a really, really cool store. And they will for sure have that. And like the way that you're looking for. I don't know why the website's not loading so great for me, but Blue Japan and online shop, check them out. That's not blue, but everything else is blue.
I bet they have that.
Yeah, too. Definitely. They're gonna dunk this guy in. There you go. I was gonna say they're gonna dunk him in indigo next, and that's what they did. So yeah, it's a very, very cool store to check out. All right. There you go. Risa bought a denim kimono from them one time. Yeah.
And I wore it to my sister's wedding.
It was appropriate. Walter says in about the Wagyu. In America, Wagyu is made by mixed breeding, I believe. Yeah, it might. It might. Yeah. There you go. I'm sure there's some more to learn about that. Sean says, if I buy an extra large, do you think I can shrink it down to a large? I was looking for a zip hoodie in red, only XL on Cultism. I don't think you're going to shrink an XL to a large, but if you factor in 3 to 5% shrinkage, is that going to be enough for you if you hot wash and hot dry that? I think that's just something you should consider. It's going to be bigger than the large, but is it going to be less of an XL for you that it will work? Yeah.
And are you talking about double heavyweight or
Super Looper?
Super Looper.
Yeah.
Because I find Super Looper to shrink a little bit more than double heavyweight. And also, like, when it's a little bigger, Super Looper doesn't, bother you too much. I understand that double heavyweight, when it's a little too big, it does feel, because it's so bulky, like it feels the like too largeness. But with Super Looper, I actually don't feel that. Like I've worn your sweatshirts in medium 2 sizes up, and that didn't bother me.
Right. Okay, guys, it's time.
It's time for
some
fancy,
luxurious strawberries. Last week we promised it. We tried some starberry flavored potato chips as a sort of luxury strawberry, but flavored as a potato chip. And now we're going for the real strawberries themselves. So we went to the fancy market to pick these up. I know a lot of people are tuning in just for this, and let's see what we got here. Risa,
they gave us a card.
Did they give us a card? Oh, the profile of each strawberry. Okay, so Risa is going to have to translate because my understanding is going to be very little. So let's show those off first. So you can see here. Oh yeah, let's get real close. Hold on.
Okay, let's take this off.
Oh, wait, we're gonna forget which one's which.
No, I'm gonna keep it like this, and then I have the. I'll just arrange it like this, so.
Okay.
I know.
So there's these little information cards they gave us on each variety. Okay.
So you guys can see the real.
No Macro says, I'm glad I'm here for the strawberries. I feel that I may have been part of the push for this choice of snack. Absolutely. Look at these things. So I can smell it from here.
Yes, it's very strong.
The smell of candy strawberry is very high.
And this is not...
And this is a white strawberry.
Okay, so that is pearl white. There's a different variety of white strawberries. This one is called pearl white, and the difficulty with white strawberry is to make it sweet while keeping it white. And I don't know why that was such a important thing that people try to make it happen so much, because clearly the red one looks better.
Yeah.
So I don't know why you would want to have a white one, especially if it's extremely difficult to make it sweet.
And so this is the photo of the inside of the strawberry. Like, it is just, it's just white. I mean, this looks like the most perfect one ever because it's white with like pink dots. I mean, ours looks okay, but I mean, they definitely picked up the best ones for this photo.
Okay, so you want to start with the white, or do you want?
It says, "How do you know if the white strawberry is ripe?" I don't know.
Yeah, so that's really the how to make.
And they only gave us one white strawberry.
That was the only thing.
We might need. I'll get a little cutting board so we can slice that in half.
Let's just talk about the other strawberries here. This one here is the Amao. Amao, I think, is the most well-known brand of red strawberries that are just I don't know. It's just a very famous. Like when you see a lot of non-fruit things, cookies or like candies or whatever. That's like using Amao strawberries and stuff like that, because people can recognize Amao is always delicious and sweet and such a high quality strawberry. It's like Honey Crisps of in apples. So that's like
I'm gonna slice this, guys. So that's our whito strawberry.
Got a little sakura petal on it.
Yeah.
Sakura.
I don't think this.
Ichigo petal.
Yeah, look at that. That's true. I mean, I think what we picked here was a nice what?
Look, there's a little bit of pinkness here.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
So like, I don't think we got like the top grade of all of these, but
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the sizes are relatively small.
Yeah.
Expensive strawberries are huge.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. This is sliced in half. Hold on. Look at this thing. It's just white inside. There's nothing in there. That's crazy. Here, give that.
Okay.
Okay. It smells very strawberry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're going to do it. White strawberry, guys.
Okay. We've done white strawberries before.
Mm-hmm.
This one's better.
It's better
than the one that we tried before. But it's still
it's very so flavorful.
Yes. It's yeah.
It has like strawberry essence.
No. It's not a bad strawberry. As a strawberry, if I just, like this and eat it, it's still a strawberry, and it's not a bad strawberry at all. But it's not as flavorful as it can be.
Yeah,
we're so spoiled by like good strawberries.
Yeah. There's no flavor punch with that one.
No. It's just like, okay,
this is an okay strawberry.
Mm-hmm. And it's amazing considering how white it is.
Yeah.
That it still tastes like strawberry, but it's just
it's okay.
not gonna
I think the
blow
next
your
ones
mind.
are definitely going to be
okay.
much better.
So this so amao is came from amai, marui, oki, umai. So red, round, big, and delicious.
Okay, so that's this variety.
Yeah, so that's what I would call a gold standard of good strawberries.
Okay, so that's these guys right here. You want to try those next?
Yeah, or should we save that for last?
Okay. You pick.
Okay, the next one, let's just go around the clockwise. This one is from Kanagawa Prefecture, where we are located in. So it's a local strawberry. It's called the Yayoi Hime. And it's relatively...
Translate that. Yayoi Hime.
Hime is a princess.
Uh-huh.
Yayoi is like a old... Like, there was an era of Japan, like old era. Like,
okay.
I don't really, what do you call it? Like a Roman Empire kind of, idea.
So the princess of this empire. Something like that.
Something like that.
Okay.
I'm just rambling.
Let's see what we got here.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Got a big leaf on mine.
Yeah. Very red. This is a pretty good-looking strawberry.
I would say.
Okay.
With yellow seed on mine.
Right, yeah, very yellow
like
seeds.
If you draw a strawberry, this is how I draw it.
So let's try this one here. This is not the highest end one, you're saying?
I would call, I've never heard of this kind.
Okay, so we're going to try
it. Well-known brand.
One time we went strawberry picking, and they told us to eat it from the top down.
They did tell us.
So I cut off the top, and I'm gonna eat from the top down.
It's very watery.
Yeah, a lot of moisture.
Juicy.
Yeah.
Juicy is the word.
A very juicy strawberry.
And it's got like a tanginess.
Yeah. It isn't. It is very. It's full of water. There's yeah. It's like it rushes your mouth. Like it is. It is.
Yeah. It's very juicy.
Yeah. Okay. Flavor, like extremeness, I'm going to give it 6.8 out of 10 on like its flavor, like strawberry flavor. It is not the most extreme flavor, but it's a very juicy strawberry.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's where I'm going to leave that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so that was a local strawberry. It's from Shodan.
Okay. Surfer
So,
Town.
yeah. The next one up here is Benihoppe. I've heard of Benihoppe. That's also a pretty well-known brand of strawberries. Well, circulated, distributed. This is from Shizuoka Prefecture. And the fruit itself will turn red into the core. So we'll see. Maybe
interesting.
we should
I'll
cut
slice
it open.
one open.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to give that a nice half slice. Red into the core? Interesting.
That's not true.
I mean, in the middle, it's red, but there's surrounded by a bunch of white. Mm-hmm. So, I guess that might be what they mean.
And also, this is a sour bread. It is like there's the parent breed, two different parent breed, Akihime, I think, and Sachinoka. They had a baby, and this is the Benihoppe.
Okay, so let's give this a try.
Okay.
Benihoppe. Benihoppe.
Shizuoka.
More sour.
More sour.
Yeah. This is a kind of a...
Very sour,
Yeah.
actually.
It's
I like it.
Yeah, it's a tart variety of strawberry. It's kind of nice. Yeah.
I like the firmness. Because the other one, the Yayoi Hime, was very juicy, so they just kind of melt in your, mouth.
This one, it kind of feels like you're biting into an apple a little bit. Like, it's got a little, not a crunch, but
it's got, it's got
there's something to it.
Yeah.
There's more of a texture to it. Flavor profile, again, with the strawberry-ness taste, I'll give it a 7.2.
What was this one?
6.8.
6.8, 7.2. What was this one?
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't.
Flavor
like
on that, on the white one, I'm gonna go like 4. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it was there, but it was just to me, it wasn't enough. Like if I want a delicious strawberry, that's not what I'm going for. The white one. The white one's interesting, but it's not a delicious.
Right.
I think we're going to Flavor Town right now.
Yes, I think this is supposed to be the best king of strawberries. Amao from Fukuoka Prefecture.
Okay. The king.
The king of strawberries.
Okay, so let's see it. Let's put it up there. That is a handsome looking strawberry.
Yeah.
There are better looking strawberries than this, by the way. Like these are like in terms of grade, like compared to like the top ones, not even. Yeah. I would say not even.
The top ones are like perfectly placed, like just like an amazing presentation.
Yeah. You see how there's a gradient here? There's no gradient on those ones at the top. Like it is pure, the exact same color all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're at least twice as big. Also.
Yeah.
Like it's.
Okay, so let's try this guy out. You know what? I'm gonna do a center slice to give you guys an idea what's going on here.
The red is very red.
Dude, it's red like all the way through. That's interesting. Okay, let's give that a try.
All right. Okay. I have to say, I've had better amao than this. I've bought amao at a supermarket and tasted better than this. So I don't think this was the best batch.
Maybe. These ones were okay. They're sour with a stronger strawberry flavor. I'll say slightly more strawberry flavor than the previous one.
I think the Benihoppe that we tried on the third thing, that was like this one's sweeter because this one was pretty tart.
Right.
The amao was sweeter, but I actually like this one better.
I think I like this one more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So interesting. All right. Well, I think this only serves as the starting point of Where does the Strawberry Mountain, how high does it go? And do we have to go to there?
Yes.
Do we have to buy the $16 strawberry?
Like per
strawberry.
Perhaps. Was there 16? I saw like a... Okay.
Anyhow, we'll see. Maybe we're gonna. I kind of want to see where where the mountaintop ends.
We gotta hurry because
strawberry season's coming up.
Is ending. How much was this? 25.
This is $25.
$25, and there was seven strawberries. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see where it goes. It was fun, interesting. Did you guys learn anything about strawberries? I would say that I find that in the West, you go to the grocery store, you just buy a strawberry, whatever it comes. That's the one you get.
Yeah.
Here, they're kind of serious about the strawberries. Like, varieties matter.
I find strawberries in the North America are like very flavorful, but smaller. No?
Yeah, maybe more concentrated. But sometimes you get those little green, cardboard buckets of them, and I just find that it's kind of a mishmash. You get big ones, you get little ones, you get ones that are bruised
up. The bottom
up.
Ones are like just kind of no good.
Yeah, it's tough. J-Man says, I wish you could try the strawberries from Central California. I feel like you'd like them a lot. I bet you I would like them a lot. I would love to. Stephen Kopelkamp says, I didn't know white ones existed. Yeah, white ones are...
It's a Japanese thing.
Yeah.
Japanese strawberry farmers spend literally decades trying to make this happen. And this actually became really... like
an arms race.
Yes, but it became an accessible item not that long ago.
Yeah, I remember seeing them maybe for the first time 10 years ago here, and you don't really see them in the grocery store. If you do, they have a couple. It's not a giant table full of them. Anywhere you go, they don't really have very many of them. And
it's expensive, and it's not really worth it.
Right. They're fun to try, but they basically grow them in the dark. So that's how that works. So so I don't know, that's the whole challenge with growing them is interesting.
Yeah, there's a whole documentaries about it.
Yeah. Frisbee Spider says, anyone else feel like berries never taste as good as you remember them as a kid? Sometimes. I'm telling you, when you get the right strawberry here, they're incredible. The fruit here, this batch was okay. I'm gonna admit it.
I think this was not the cool. I feel like this, taster packs. It's never
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So.
Anyways, we got duped into it because we didn't want to spend $80.
Yeah, they had a lot of options. They also had a box of cherry tomatoes that was this big. That was $40.
Yes, and they were tiny.
Yeah.
But they said that the sweetness degree was
11 out of 10.
Just like fruit.
Yeah.
It's more than a fruit
sometimes. It was crazy. Next snack time, those dehydrated small fishes. My pregnant wife craves those. Guys, you're talking... you don't even know who you're talking to right now.
Yes.
But yeah, we'll investigate some more interesting fruit. I think it's a fun topic, and I'd like the general variety of things. And we're a variety kind of people. We like different varieties of content, of course. We'll apply our love of variety and niches to the fruit as well, and see what else we can show you guys from here in Japan.
Yeah, it's more costly than the regular snacks time, but I think it's interesting. We should do this seasonally.
Yeah. J-Man says, next snack time, honeydew cantaloupes. I hear they're expensive and good there. Is this true?
Well, they're very expensive. They're their definition of expensive fruit. I don't like melons at all. So,
at the store we were at yesterday, I don't think it's cantaloupe season, but they had a couple, and they were $300. Mm-hmm. They're not cheap.
And it's just the veins on them are so perfect.
It looks like the Wagyu beef. It's crazy. Yeah.
And they look good. I just don't. I wouldn't be a good judge of melon.
Chief Snoop. These berries were $25, and that's for the variety pack. The prices they had way more expensive ones.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, this is per strawberry. It's only $350 $50,
Yen.
50 yen
Yeah.
or something. So, you know, it's really not much in terms of like per strawberry cost.
Yeah.
So
anyhow, we'll see what we can come up with for the next one. And I think we had a good time with
Yes,
the
definitely. It's very
expensive fruit
interesting.
and variety. Maybe one day we'll buy one of those stupidly priced melons. Risa will not like it. Risa doesn't like melons. We'll see.
I just feel like it will be wasted on me.
Yeah. BD says we need a canned soup flight test. Taste test maybe. Canned soup. There's also, interestingly enough, there's like a variety of like high-end canned soups in this country.
Also, there's an airline canned soup.
Yeah.
Like
You can buy the airline
soups.
Yeah. In
the original recipe.
Right. So a lot of very Japanese things to try out. We'll look for some more of those things. The Catman, last question. The Catman says, square watermelons like on The Simpsons. Yes, they exist. They're very, very expensive, and I think they only come out about like once a year.
I heard they're not delicious though.
Yeah,
I also don't like watermelons, so I wouldn't also
Yeah.
care. But like I heard it's not a good tasting watermelons.
Yeah, they're just interesting. I've also seen some farms do it now. They make it in a pyramid, and it just
I mean any shape.
Yeah, any shape's technically possible. Yeah,
You should make it in a heart.
yeah. BD says varieties of canned corn soup. There's a lot. There's a lot of corn soup in this country, which I like.
And the progress they made and the design of the cans so that you can get the last bit of those corn bits is amazing.
Yeah, and you can get it in the vending machine here. Like in the vending machine, they have a hot can of hot corn soup in a can. Hit the button, you got a little can, open the top, boom, drink it. It's amazing. On a cold day, it's fantastic.
Again, there's so much engineering, like design went into this. Like I really appreciate that, how far they went, so that people are not frustrated getting the last bit. Because my childhood always like, I can't get the corns.
It's the last struggle.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we are going to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us for another edition of the Wonder Looper live stream here. Like this video on your way out. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you have any questions for us, you know what to do. Leave them in the comments section below. If you have any thoughts, ideas, things you want to share with us, let us know. We want to hear from you. And we'll be back again next week for another edition of the world's greatest live stream. Same time, same place, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here. And as always, do something nice for yourselves and do something nice for somebody else. We'll see you guys next time.
Have a nice weekend.
See you guys.